everyone, and welcome to this LMTrains video here on YouTube. So I am back. This channel was previously JamieStevenSim, which was an endeavour that went past in 2020, but unfortunately I had to give that up due to work commitments and stuff like that. I have now rebranded just to bring the whole identity of the channel back to myself, as I did the reveal on Facebook last year that this is JamieStevenSim was more of a stage name type deal rather than an actual my true identity. I didn't do that to cover anything up. I just did that simply just to sort of have a fresh start, and it's given me that boost that I needed. But I've been away for quite a while just to deal with some sort of different bits and bobs, and just get my life back in order basically. And now I'm settled in a whole new place, a whole new part of my life, and I'm really happy with it. So it's time to get back to things that I was good at, and Train Simulator was one of those things. I was getting really good at it. So welcome back to Train Sim 2021. I'm not quite sure if we did any Train Sim 2021 last year, whether it was released yet. Possibly it was, because I left in the October time. But it is now March, the end of March, nearly April, so it has been quite a while since I've been streaming or doing anything, and I hope this video does make up for that. Anyway, so we're going to get into one of my scenarios. This is one I designed last year. This will be all under the previous name JS, which is JamieStevenSim. That will all get changed around, and I'll do all the editing. And when it finally gets uploaded to Alan Thompson Simulation, it will be under a completely new guise, under the new guys, which is LMTrains. So that'll be the new little thing. So let's get into it. This is a Just Trains and Metropolitan Line video here on YouTube. So today's scenario is called Mayhem. It's one I designed last year, as I stated before. You were in charge of the 8:52 Met Line service from Aldgate to Uxbridge. It's a quiet Sunday morning, so it should be a simple run. Now that being said, there's quite a hard difficulty on this one, so I'm going to expect it will be quite challenging. I do not yet know what these scenarios lie. I've designed them and I did them, and then I've since forgotten about them, so because it's been a while since I've been doing anything. So without further ado, let's get into it. Simple run from Aldgate to Aldgate from Uxbridge, and that's what we're going to do this morning, so let's get into it. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Uxbridge with this service for Aldgate. So let's get into the cab and get everything set up. Good morning, driver. You've just signed on for your short 6-hour Sunday shift. Shouldn't be any issues this morning, and all lines have a good service operating. Get the cab set up and prepare for your departure, which is at 8:53. However, you may well be delayed by the late train next to you. Due to the way the F-stop works, each stop simply open the doors using the buttons in the cab. You have no need to press T anymore. Your details are as follows. Duty number 197. I'll forget all of this, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a quick picture of it on my phone, and at least that way we can get done with it. So yeah, let's get into this. Sorry if you heard that sound. That sound is one of my model trains falling to the ground. Anyway, let's get this thing set up. So I believe in order to set things up, it's pretty simple in the S-stock. You've just got to turn this on, the train key, and put this into tripcock. Don't want to put it into restricted manual. Even though it says forward, don't put it into the restricted manual, because that's what you get stuck with that. I did say that I took a picture of this, so we should be able to have a look at it. So we were duty number 197, so you just put 197 in there. We're handheld radio number 6934, and then our train number is 409. Right, now we've got to select one of these. Where are we? So we're Uxbridge. So you want an Aldgate from Uxbridge, don't we? Aldgate fast met from Uxbridge. Aldgate semi met from Uxbridge. We'll do that, 209. That'll do us today. Sounds about right. There you go, we're in Uxbridge. So let's open the doors. That's a very familiar sound. And that'll be the sound of the traction brake controller, which is a sort of in itself, it's a driver safety device built in. It's a very interesting system the way it all works on the London Underground, because I believe there's if you don't have your hand on this at all times, it's like a dead man's handle. It will cause the train to come to a stop if you don't have it set a particular way. I'm going to override that, and we're just going to do that manually, which will be a lot easier, definitely. So yep, we're just loading, just waiting for this train on the right hand side to go, and then we'll get the road. And I think it sounds like it's off. Is it? Or is that us? Might be us. Just have a good look outside. If you haven't got the Metropolitan Line from Just Trains, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic bit of DLC for the game. It is, in fact, it's probably the best underground DLC I've ever seen in the game. It is fantastic. I'm going to take a nice little screenshot for us here so that we have something to look forward to. And oh, we even have one of these. So these are the, I believe this is Piccadilly Line stock. I'm happy to be corrected by that, but it's Piccadilly Line goes down to Heathrow T4, so that would sound like it. And it does say Piccadilly Line on it. And I do believe Piccadilly Line does come down to Uxbridge. My London knowledge was massive when I used to live down in London, but I don't live down in London anymore. So for me, it's always handy to have a tube map, just so that you sort of know exactly what you're doing. So I'm just having a look now. We are in Uxbridge. Yep, the Piccadilly Line starts here and goes down, and then takes a right at Acton Town and heads all the way through to Cockfosters. So that'll be a Cockfosters service, although it's a Sunday, so we'll wait and see. We are still waiting on Matey Boy here to get going. Not quite sure when that's going to be. As I said, I have designed these scenarios myself, but completely forgotten about how I did it. So just take a few more screenshots just to tie things up. Hello, Mr. Driver. So it's a lovely add-on though, the S8 stock. For some reason, you might notice this, you might not. I don't have the newer one. I think they released an initial one, and they released the S8 Advanced or something like that, and it was like a S8 plus one, and it, you know, you could use the S8 for the Circle Line, because the Circle Line is primarily S7s. Not these are S8s. The Circle Line is primarily S7s, which is you can see that through the seating arrangement. It's there's no forward or backward facing seats, it's all sideways facing seats, so it's, you know, it's not meant for the commuters. So yeah, a little bit interesting. And this is an S8, and you can also get an S7 plus 1, which is basically an S8 unit in the configuration of an S7 unit with an extra coach to make it an S8. See if this has any information. So we're meant to depart at 8:56 apparently, which is in 3 minutes time. So I'm not quite sure whether we're meant to be having the road just yet. So he's the 8:46 and he's delayed. That is interesting. Ah, and there he goes. So for some reason, obviously, that train has been delayed. We are now going to be following that, because we are the 8:56. He's the delayed 8:46. And every 10 minutes might sound like a really, really frequent service in like the northwest of the country or anything like that. But in London, every 10 minutes for a tube train is dire. Honestly, that's a very much reduced service if you run every 10 minutes. So there it goes. We'll be following that. So have a look in the interior view. So this is the S8 It's got the forward and backward facing seats. The S7s do not have this. They only have the sideways facing seats because they're meant for mass transit rather than comfort. These go a lot further. The Met line is quite a long line. It goes from Aldgate all the way out to Uxbridge, Amersham, and that's Chesham, that's Watford. So it goes quite a long way, and as a result of that, they've built them a bit better than just commuter trains, long distance trains as well. Well, long distance for underground standards. Although that being said, Cockfosters is not exactly down the road. So anyhow, with the 856, just gonna get our doors closed now. And then once those lights go out and the blue light comes on, we can get going. There we are, leaving about 30 seconds early, so that's a bit naughty. I do love the sounds for this because it's very authentic to the London Underground, and if you are someone who travels on the London Underground frequently, or you are someone who lives in London, you're like someone who lives around London, travels through London regularly for work, whatever reason, these sounds will sound very familiar, and they're fantastic. They're very, very good indeed. It's all about keeping the speed up so that we can get to the top of the incline. It's quite an incline coming out of Uxbridge. Our first station stop is Hillingdon, which is also called Swakeleys. Now my main underground line when I used to travel through London was the Circle Line. I used to often travel between Paddington and Euston and King's Cross St Pancras, and that is the Circle Line sort of purview. That is the way that they run, as well as the Hammersmith and City Line, of course, that runs through as well. Right, are we out of this? Oh yes we are. We can go up to 50 now. Now they're very good accelerating trains, they are. When they get to the higher speeds they tend to be a little bit slower. I believe that's simply because frequency of stops and all of that, you're not really meant to be going through the higher speeds as often, perhaps. On the Met line you'll certainly be using the top end of the speeds, but on the Circle and Hammersmith and City it's very rare that you see those top end speeds. You're often in the tunnels, red signals, all of this jazz. So what's this? 50 miles an hour for a stop, and then you've got the other speed, which is, forget we are following a train. See that red signal, I believe. You've got the other stop there, which is, I can't quite remember, is it 1972 stop? Someone will be able to put me right on that. 1972 stop sounds about right for Piccadilly Line, although I wouldn't have a clue. Honestly, I used to travel on it, never used to know anything about it apart from the stop. So this was designed by Bombardier. These trains, they're Bombardier trains. They're built in Derby, so they are built in the UK, and they were delivered quite a fair few years ago. I know this station just creeps up on you. Yeah, there you go. This appears in the middle of nowhere. That red light creeps up on you like nothing on earth. I'm not sure if it's approach control. There it is, it's approach control. Oh, a little bit too far. You'll nail that in time, you'll nail those stops. Ideally, the line, you need to be, this green line needs to be about here, so we've gone a little bit too far. And the brakes are very good, but you've got to get used to them. They're kind of a bit crap and then very, very good. So you've just got to get used to that. Let's get going. So that's Hillingdon done. Our next stop is Ickenham. Now, any of you who know this line off the back of your hand will always will already. Blimey, is that? Ah, looks like Trains and TV Tom. That's Jen. It's magic now. Yeah, any of you that know this line at all will already have realised that 30 minutes is not exactly the amount of time it takes you to get from Uxbridge to Aldgate. All will be revealed. This is one of my scenarios, so anything can happen. Although I do love riding the Met Line, I love working it, driving it. It's very fun. It's something very different to what you usually have in train sim. So. I like the brake distances, I like the assets, I like the stations, the detail that's gone into it is insane. And I just wish it could be extended, like we could have maybe another line in train sim that's just as detailed as this. It'd be amazing. This just shows that you can do it. Approach control again. See, we're never going to nail that, are we? And these lights won't come on. Not these lights, sorry. These CCTV camera things will only come on if you line it up perfectly. And obviously, that comes with practice. I'm a bit out of practice at the moment. This is the first time driving the S-Stock in about 8 months. So, I think I'm doing alright given that. Signaller, driver of train 409, we report to a failed Piccadilly line train at Rayners Lane, so please drive with caution and expect delays. Please not alert passengers until this has been confirmed. Out. Oh, great. Piccadilly line. Making our life hell again. Oh, they are 1972 stock, so. Right, so failed train at Rayners Lane, I think that said. If I remember that right. Memory's probably very poor already. Any of you that are wondering what weather systems I'm using in this is the Armstrong Powerhouse Sky and Weather Enhancement Pack, which has been. I think there's like a. I'm not sure if there's a mod or anything. It's been so long since I've installed it, but there is something you can download to make it work in this iteration of the game. So it doesn't come as default working with this game and this route. It works on various routes, but it doesn't come with support for this. So you have to sort of get a modification that allows you to use it. I believe it's the same for a lot of routes, although Armstrong Powerhouse do tend to update it to allow it to be used. For example, they have we've just. If you want to know where we are in the trains and world at the moment, we just had the release of the Birmingham Cross City line in all of its glory, and the 323 in all of its glory and poor sounds, which are a bit annoying, but we'll get through that. I like to not use the HUD where possible, just so that we can just do this like a real tube train driver would. Alright, you've got to get used to sort of where the stations are. This is where your sort of route knowledge will come in. If you drive these routes every day, obviously it will become second nature. As I'd love to see like real tube train drivers drive this like all the way from Uxbridge to Aldgate or whatever. That would be fantastic to see. I'd love to see that. Anyway, so this is Ruislip. Looks like all the signals are pretty much approach control on this, which means they're red until they creep up to it and then they sort of turn green. There you go. There we are. Knew I could get the CCTV cameras to work in the end. Very nice indeed. So here we are. This is oh, come on. That's a bit cutting it fine, isn't it? Very fine indeed. Right, driver of train 409. Now confirm the failure train at Rayner's Lane has a door malfunction, has been taken out of service. It will shortly be making its way into the siding at the station, so drive with caution. You can alert the passengers as to the reason for the delay out. Right, let's get going. Not quite sure on the average stop times. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry? So, right, whoa. Shush. What does it say? Emergency brake applied, rollback. Rollback? Really? Move MCS to another mode to reset rollback. I think this is the MCS. Master control switch to another mode to reset rollback. Select appropriate mode and reattempt to move the train. If fault persists, cut out rollback switch. Okay, cool. Right, so I need to... I'm going to have to put this in restricted manual forward. And then Shift D. Let's see if we can get going. And we'll just have to, I believe we'll have to sort of, because it locks us at 10 miles an hour, so we'll have to sort of do this up to Ruislip Manor. So 10 miles an hour all the way from Ruislip to Ruislip Manor, and then once we get to Ruislip Manor we can then re-engage that. That's interesting, I've never had that before, a rollback in a S8 stock. It just shows you how detailed this is with faults and stuff like that, because they can actively go wrong, and it's a very computer sort of, it's a very computer oriented train, so that isn't meant to happen, by the way. That never happened in my previous iterations of driving this S8 stock and this previous iteration of driving this scenario, so this is certainly quite weird indeed. Hopefully this works now. Sorry, I couldn't bear driving at 10 miles an hour all the way to Ruislip Manor, that would have killed us. So where is this Rayner's Lane? East Coast, Rayner's Lane. Okay. Right, so let's see if we can get the stop as good as possible here at Ruislip Manor. There we go. So that's CCTV cameras working now, that's all good. Let's have a look in the number 9 menu. So we are currently here at Ruislip Manor. We've then got to go on to Eastcote, and then we've obviously got these delayed trains over there. Looks like everything's been sorted out though, so that's good. Let's get on the move. I think if you drove this like you would in real life, with the stop timings as the drivers do in real life, you would never have an issue with anything. You also would probably catch up with this issue, whereas we've missed it because we had a rollback and stuff like that. So it's very nice to see the Piccadilly Line train. I do want to get sort of a picture of us in the Piccadilly Line train. So let's. Very nice indeed. After we go to 50 miles an hour, next stop will be Eastcote. The only thing that this is missing, and it would be so amazing if someone could create it, I don't know who would be able to do so and if anyone has ever done so, but have the announcements on this train. like you know, where they, you know, please mind the gap between the train and the front. All of the necessary announcements that you have on the modern day London Underground. That's the only thing this is missing. Apart from that, it is a completely unreal experience. It's so good. It's very, very realistic, and the amount of detail they've gone into programming the trains, doing everything, it's just, honest to God, it makes it one of probably, if there's like Train Sim Awards, it makes it one of the best out there. Honestly, the detail, the route, diversity, immersion, everything, this knocks it out the park. It really does. There we go. So next up after this will be Rayner's Lane. This is Eastcote. And they're the old, so these are the stopboards now because we have CCTV in the trains. These would be the stopboards just before here for the Piccadilly line stop, because they've still got to have the CCTV cameras because they're old trains. That being said, I believe the Piccadilly line stock is next in line to be upgraded. I believe Siemens, if I'm right, in Goole, up in Yorkshire, are in the process of building a factory. I don't know if it's been built yet, to manufacture brand new trains for the Piccadilly line, which will be fantastic once it's finally built. I think they are some of the oldest trains. That and the it's not the Victoria line, it's the Bakerloo line. That's another one I'm quite interested in. They're replacing the Piccadilly line trains, but nobody on earth has mentioned anything about the Bakerloo line trains, which are also very old. In fact, I'm not quite sure which trumps, whether the Piccadilly line is first or the Bakerloo line, but they're all very old. I mean, in terms of upgrading sort of central London, I can understand them wanting to do the Piccadilly line first. We'll wait and see. You never know. TfL might hand another contract out to Siemens if they do well on this Piccadilly line train, and give them an opportunity to design some new trains for the Bakerloo line, which is in Train Sim World 2 and Train Sim. Not officially Train Sim, but stop breaking. Did not see that, did you? Whoa, that came out of nowhere. I thought we were cleared into the platform. Oh no, these delayed Piccadilly line trains up ahead. Here we are. Right, let's have a look. So we're currently on a red signal. I thought that was the broken down Piccadilly line train. But clearly not. It's still in the platform by the looks of it. Here it is, with the door faults. Right, it's on its way now. That's good. And then this will be on its way, and then we'll be following it. So at this point, you could probably do an announcement to the passengers, you know, just to tell them that the train's delayed. That there's a fault with a train that has door fault, and that it is working on being rectified. Should be on the move shortly, which is what they always say, regardless of how long it's going to take for you to get on the move. Anyway, off it goes. I can't quite see the signal, so we'll keep it out here for now. There's the other train that's broken. There's this train that's moving. There's just a stable Piccadilly line train in the middle. Ah, lovely. So these are fog repeaters, which I believe are special signal. I say special signals. This is totally a guess based on what it sounds like they are, but it sounds like the main signals are not great to be seen in fog, so they're just sort of like repeater signals that are more visible during poor weather conditions. That is what it sounds like. Right, pause the game here while we just get a screenshot of ourselves in this Piccadilly line train here at that's a nice screenshot, that. Very nice. Right, let's get back into the cab. He didn't last long, did he? So we've been following this train ever since the start. So I wouldn't be surprised if they cancelled us here. Or very nice not jointed track, but the point sounds where the bogies going over the points, which I can confirm in an S stop sound just like that. So that's very authentic, very nice to hear. Please let passengers know that due to the delay, this service will be terminated at Harrow on the Hill, and passengers can transfer to the adjacent platform there for an onward service to Aldgate, scheduled to depart at 9:28. Okay, so we're terminating at Harrow on the Hill now. Passengers on this train need to get the 09:28 service from Harrow on the Hill, which will go straight through to Aldgate, and that will presumably be a Met Line service from probably Uxbridge, not Uxbridge, sorry, Watford usually, or somewhere like that, most likely. Gonna wait till the red lights have gone out. Off we go. There you go, another Met Line service, which is a nice bit of AI for a Sunday. It's not full of AI like it would be in real life, trains every 1 minute, but very nice to see nonetheless. I don't know what tea means. Cup of tea? So our next stop is West Harrow, and then Harrow on the Hill. That's where we terminate. So not a complete run, but a nice little showcase of the Uxbridge extension of the Metropolitan Line, which is available by JamieStevenSim. You can purchase this on their website. I will be offering a link in the description below if you do want to purchase this. It's a fantastic add-on. It is by no means new, and that is not a bad thing. It was designed quite a while ago, but if you can see the standard of the stuff that's coming out by JamieStevenSim, the standard of the Midland Main Line, the standard of their add-ons, very, very good, I would say. This comes up trumps. I mean, I love the Midland Main Line. I think it's what they've done with it so far, and they're extending it still on the Hope Valley line now across to Manchester. That's going to be mesmerising when that's finished. Absolutely mesmerising. Taking a HST over that Hope Valley. Oh. There you go. Perfect. So this is West Harrow. This is a service to Harrow on the Hill. The next stop will be Harrow on the Hill. And there's the delayed Met Line train. Got a few other trains here. Signal JB53 is encountering issues at Harrow on the hill, so please approach it slowly as you would with an approach control signal, and then simply press tab to pass. So JB53. Right, let's get going. So where is this JB53 signal? Oh, it's here. So here we go, straight through to Harrow on the hill. We won't be able to get that much speed up because we are going to be reducing to 30 very shortly, so stop there. Lovely, lovely sounds of the train. I mean, you don't even need an AP at well, I'm not sure if we'd ever get an AP sound pack for this, but I don't think we'd need it, so. There you go. Nice busy scene at Harrow, even on a Sunday, that's good to see. Nice bits of AI. So this service will be terminating here, so there we go. A little bit of an intro back to LMTrains. We've got a lot of scenarios to cover, a lot of new stuff to cover, whether that be the new content in Trains in World 2, which I'll be happy to cover, as well as other bits. Really looking forward to seeing what we can bring to the channel. We've also got OMSI 2 coming soon. I've just installed OMSI 2 London, so that will be coming soon to the channel as well. So there's a lot of simulation coming to the channel, as well as flight sim. I'm going to bring flight sim back. I did one flight, I believe, previously on my previous iteration of this channel, but yeah, I'm going to be doing some more flight sim stuff, so keep an eye out for that in the future. Anyhow, I do hope you have enjoyed this Train Sim 2021 video here on the Just Trains and Metropolitan Line. This is one of my scenarios. This will be going live on Alan Thompson's simulation very soon, so do keep an eye out for that. Once it does go live, I will provide a link for it in the description. But in the meantime, I do hope you have enjoyed this video. Here we are at Harrow on the hill. Lovely stuff. Very busy scene here at Harrow on the hill for a Sunday. Anyhow, do hope you have enjoyed this video and everything it allows to be done. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in another video here on LMTrains here on YouTube. I do also keep an eye out because I am going to be bringing back the Twitch streams, so do keep an eye out for that. I will provide a link to my Twitch channel in the description. There will be streams roughly about once a week over on my Twitch channel. Do keep an eye on that. Thank you very much, guys, and all the very best. Hope you have enjoyed this scenario, which will be live on Alan Thompson Simulation. There'll be a link in the description once it's all up and running and ready to go. At the time of recording this video, I do aim to put this scenario up on Alan Thompson Simulation very soon, so do keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, yeah, have a very good rest of your day. I love the handprints on this. That's very good. Thank you for your help with this service today, driver. It certainly could have been a lot worse. You still have the majority of your shift left over. We'll get a short PMB here at Harrow before taking this service back to Uxbridge. So there we go. That was a very fun, intuitive scenario, and I do hope everyone has enjoyed it. Lots more content to come here on LMTrains, but for now, wishing everyone a very good time. Stay safe out there, take care, and all the very best to everyone. Thank you guys, see you in the next video, bye bye.